Hello and welcome to another Vinny Talks Yanks. I'm your host Vincent LaRose, and today the Yankees are unable to pick up the sweep against the White Sox. Would have been a 4-game sweep, which is pretty tough to do, but the truthfully unfortunate thing about it is the Blue Jays won and the Red Sox won, so we're now 3 games out of first place, and we're only a half game up on the Red Sox for the first wild card spot and second place in the A.L East. But overall, the Yankees have just been on fire. 9 of their last 12. They're really starting to pick it up. I know it's against a lot of sub 500 teams, but you could say whatever you want. Most teams have problems winning above 500 teams, and the Yankees are 500 this year against 500 plus teams. So I'm not too upset about it. We're going into 2 huge series, one against Houston, one against Toronto. I will be at 1 game in the Toronto series, the Saturday game. Of course, it's the game in the middle of the Austin Wells football jersey and the CC Sabathia replica Hall of Fame plaque. Kind of upset about that. I really want that CC one. But anyways, the Yankees have been playing good baseball, although the loss today. And there's a lot of good things to talk about. Like, first off, today, Aaron Judge seemed to finally have found it. Like, his timing seems to be back. He had 3 hits today, a homer, a double, and a single. Was going to go for the cycle, but he struck out. I think he struck out. Anyways, but the bigger news about Aaron Judge is he ties Yogi Berra for 5th all-time in New York Yankees homer. And just, wow, man. Aaron Judge is like, you guys, if we all have to just take it in for a little bit and respect it, how good Aaron Judge is at baseball. He's might not win the MVP now, he was a little bit slow coming off the IL, and Kyle Riley's got quite a bit of games on him now, although Aaron Judge leads in most offensive categories, but Aaron Judge doesn't play the outfield anymore, so it's really hard, because, it's tough. It's a tough conversation, but that'll be for a different video. But with Aaron Judge, man, I always think at least, like, what if he never went to college? What if he just straight up played right as he got drafted by the A's? Obviously, he wouldn't be a Yankee at that point. But statistically, I'm curious where he'd be at this point in his career, because he's already at 300. I think today was his 358th homer, so I can't even imagine how many more he would have if he maybe had 2 or 3 more seasons under his belt. Although, you never know, though. A's could have completely botched him. But they're actually really good at developing players, so who knows. But anyways, there's a couple other things I want to talk about. First off, Fernando Cruz has looked absolutely perfect, dominant coming off the IL. His splitter looks phenomenal. He looks just as good as since he left, and he's just a huge addition to that bullpen, and it's really nice to see him just continue to dominate. And another one, Cam Schlittler, man. Wow. I mean, Cam Schlittler is something to watch, man. He's just different, bro. I mean, it's really so weird how he goes from throwing like 94 to 96 in the minor leagues and then comes to MLB, he's throwing 101 miles per hour. He has like 30 or 70 something of the Yankees' top 100 fastest pitches this year. I mean, the kid looks like the real deal. He looks elite. People calling him Baby Garrett Cole, which I find funny. I had another guy ask him if he was better than Paul Skeens. He's not, but still, at the end of the day, Cam Schlittler is really fun to watch, man. A 7th round pick a couple years back. Never, ever. Most of the guys in the Yankees organization would tell you, would they have thought he would have gotten to this point. And he looks amazing. Sub 3 ERA on the season. Schlittler looks really good, man, and we're gonna need it because he's still kind of struggling. Although he's not giving up runs, he's still walking a lot, and he's still trying to find his control. So we will see what happens. But again, just Cruz and Schlittler, man, they were just huge additions to our pitching, and they've been really good for us. So hopefully that can continue. Other big news is Anthony Volpe finally figures it out at the plate. After going 4 for 58 and 1 for his last 34, I believe it was, he picks up 6 hits this series, going 6 for 17, somewhere in that range. Don't quote me on the exact number, but he does pick up 6 hits in this series. He does record another error, and if you were watching the game, Yankees staff, Yankees broadcasting, man, yes, what are you doing? He makes the error and immediately pans to Caballero, and 5 seconds later immediately pans to Aaron Boone. I was like, stop stirring the pot, man. It's a bad error. didn't really matter in the end. The Yankees won, so who cares? But bigger news is obviously Anthony Volpe is able to figure something out at the plate, and we know how streaky Volpe is, so hopefully he just gets into one of those hot streaks and stays hot through October like he was last year, because that's going to be a huge addition if we can get him going too, man. The offense was rolling without Aaron Judge really, being 100%, and now that he seems to be like he's getting back to that, this Yankees offense is going to be really, really, really fun to watch. But keys as we continue on towards the end of the season and towards the postseason is Fried really needs to stay good. I know his last 2 starts were really good. He gets to start Tuesday, and does he get to start Tuesday, or am I I'm pretty sure he gets to start Tuesday in Houston. Yes, Fried, and Houston hasn't announced yet. And probably will be Framber Valdez, and that'll be interesting because the roster expands on Monday, so the Yankees are able to call up another 1 or 2 people. I don't remember exactly how many it was. Let me check for sure. But the one of the guys that the thought is Austin Slater. Hold on, let me see. But Austin Slater is currently rehabbing right now. It is 28, so it'll be another 2 guys. I'm not sure who the second one will be, but Austin Slater is thought to be coming off on Tuesday. If Framber Valdez does start, maybe get a start in the outfield, we will see. Ooh, sorry. But overall, Yankees keep rolling. They're playing well. I know, again, we lose today, but it is what it is. We could be sitting here next Sunday as the same time right now talking about how the Yankees are right there. They could either be in first place. We could be talking about how they folded and now they're even farther out of first place, or we could be talking about how maybe they tied it up in the Toronto series and just gain some ground and gain some valuable ground. Yankees are going into a really, really tough stretch of 12 games here. So we have we have the Astros, we have the Blue Jays, and then we have Detroit, and then the Red Sox. So this is a tough 12 games we're going into. Honestly, me truthfully, I'm really okay with it if we come out of that 12 games at 500. 500 likely puts us in the exact same spot we were before, and we have a really, really, really easy schedule to end the season, as we have the White Sox and we have Baltimore. So we should be able to put ourselves into a spot. Yeah, no, we have even better. We have Minnesota, Baltimore, the White Sox, and then Baltimore again. So just teams who have been completely awful. Though 6-6 is what I'm expecting. I'm hoping for more. Obviously, this is really going to be like a start for the postseason, essentially. Houston, Boston, and Toronto are all teams we can see in the playoffs, and it's really just going to be a tester, a good tester for the Yankees, because if they can't win any of these games, I don't really see how they're going to make a deep postseason run. If this is the case, it's going to be really tough to continue to have faith in them if they can't beat any teams above 500. And don't get me wrong, every team you play in the playoffs is going to be above 500, and that's for both sides of the for your team and the team you're going against. So it's every man's game once you hit the postseason. But just that confidence is really what I hope they can build a little bit more confidence and a little more consistency, because they talk about it a lot on Yes Man. It's very weird this year. Like, not a lot of teams in the MLB, but outside of the Brewers, have been overly consistent. So it's a strange year for baseball for sure. So not really quite sure why that's the case, why so many teams have just win a bunch of games and then go in these crazy long, like 2-3 month long stretches where they're 5 games below 500 during that time. It's very strange. I wonder why it is like that. But outside of that, there's not much to really speak of, man. The White Sox are the White Sox. They're bad. We know what we should have done. One thing we can speak of is the Yankees and home runs, man. Oh my God. Oh my God, we hit a lot of home runs. So the Yankees are on the cusp of having 4 different guys on to have 30 homers, and they're on the cusp of 8 different guys with 20 plus. So right now, the 30 home run guys watch. Judge already has 30. Well, he has more than 30. He has 40 something, 43. I think he hit today. Chisholm is close. He's only a couple off. Who else? Bellinger is pretty close. He's only a couple off. And then, why am I blanking? Who's the last one? Oh, and then Grisham is close as well. I believe Grisham has 28. So it's very possible the Yankees can have, 3 outfielders with 30 plus homers? Let me see. I want to see. So, yeah, like I said, so Judge has 43. Chisholm has 26, so he's 4 off. He's very possible for him. Is Ben Rice only has 22, right? Yeah, Ben Rice has 22. It's Grisham. The other 2 guys were, like I said, are Grisham and Bellinger. So the Yankees are getting close. They could have 3 outfielders with 30 home runs plus, which is, I wonder how many times that's been done in MLB history. I'm sure it's been done. And then like other guys, like 20 home runs. Like again, we got Judge, Bellinger, Grisham, Jazz, Volpe's only 1 homer off. Rice already has 20 plus. Who else? And then there's 2 more guys that are right there. I believe Wells has 19, or not 19. He has like 16. So Wells is close himself. But overall, man, like the Yankees hit a ton of home runs. Obviously, we lead the majors by a lot right now, and numbers wise we're pretty close to the 2019 Twins, and as we all know, 2019 ball was absolute juiced. Gleyber Torres almost hit 40 homers, so pretty historical numbers. Oh, and Stanton's getting close to 22 as well. Imagine if Stanton played a whole season now, he'd probably be close to 40. He'd be nearly, like, if he played as the whole season as he's been playing right now, he'd be probably right next to Judge with 40 plus homers. So unfortunately that's not how it goes all the time. But another thing to take out is Devin Williams now seems, again, every single time they take him out of high leverage roles, he kind of sort of wins them back enough to let them put him back in. He'd been good for the most part, but he blew the hole the other day, or game 2, I believe it was. Game 2 or 3. Yankees end up winning regardless in extra innings. It was game 3 because Yankees won yesterday in extra innings. So it seems like they're gonna let Devin Williams go a little bit more. I don't know. I'm expecting to see a Bird be called back up. Once that roster does expand tomorrow, it'll be tomorrow, so they'll announce the roster, the 2 guys tomorrow. Some guy named John Haymond tweeted earlier that Spencer Jones was going to be called up, and people were like, people were asking if it was real, and then I read the username. I was like, oh wow, that's messed up, man. You're getting people excited for no reason. But outside of that, man, there's really not much else to talk. The Yankees just got to keep rolling. They got to be better against teams above 500. They have to win these next couple of series. It's very important. I mean, like, an 8-4 would be like the most ideal thing, I would say, but it's probably extremely unlikely, as we know we're ending that 12-game stretch in Boston, and we all know how we've been against Boston this year. They've had our number, so we'll see how it goes. But hopefully they can keep rolling. Hopefully let's get on another hot streak, win a couple games in a row, and maybe by the end of next week we're talking about how we're in first place again, and the Yankees, were able to fight themselves back after just shooting themselves in the foot in the middle of the season. But pitching, the bullpen really needs to hold, and the offense has been doing its thing. I could see the complaints about the offense where we blow up, and a lot of the reason why we score so many runs a game, or our runs per game average is so high, is because in games we do score runs, we score a ton of runs. In games we don't score runs, we only score a couple, or we get shut out, which is crazy to me, because like during that whole 19 to I think like 21 era, the Yankees didn't get shut out once, not one time. And this offense is way better than any of those years. and we've been shut out like 4 or 5 times this season. So it's strange how baseball works, man. Baseball is a really weird game, but that's where I'm going to end it. Not much else to really speak on. We all know what's going on with the Yankees right now. Obviously, next week we'll be in a little bit more in depth. Hopefully, it won't be angry podcast like we were having a couple weeks ago, so hopefully we'll be happy. But that is where I'm going to end it today, so I appreciate everybody for watching on the YouTube side, if you are on the YouTube side, or listening if you're on the podcast side, as podcast side continues to keep growing, so I appreciate every last one of you. And have a wonderful day, night, morning, wherever you are, whatever it is. This will be out on Labor Day, so if you listen to it on Labor Day, enjoy your Labor Day. And if you're listening to it after Labor Day, I hope you had a great Labor Day. But as always, go Yankees.